So this is Nephthys, Isis, and there is a reason why I have put this dynamic, if you will, together in this video. Because as I sit here now, I am female, so I obviously goddess vibes, you know, because I'm female, but this is triple goddess. Okay, triple goddess. I'm sitting in the middle, triple goddess. Doesn't matter whether you're a guy, doesn't matter, because you're going to have triple god, triple goddess. You know, you must connect with that divine feminine side of self, even if you are physically born a man. Let's not exclude you here, you know, but this is triple goddess vibes. And this is remember the threes, powerful in their threes. Nephthys, she is the lady of the house. She is always kind of like back there, doesn't really want any excitement. She just wants to be back there, not seen, chilling out, which is why she's called the lady of the house. She liked being at home. Isis, out there with the people, no problem, hands in the dirt, helping babies be born because she was a midwife, teaching women how to be mothers, and so on and so forth. So we have like literally night and day here, night and day. Both they're twin sisters, both of them powerful, powerful, powerful healers and spellcasters. But when they came together, the two twin sisters came together, they were at their most powerful. So when I say that to you, get the feeling, get the aspect, get the activation that when you bring these two goddesses within you, the power and the activation from that combination, power, like power. So this is why I wanted to put both of them on this screen so you could really connect with the frequencies and that oneness of the dark Isis and Isis herself, right? She's referred to as the dark Isis. On hieroglyphs, you will see mummification process where the being is lying, or the person is lying down on the bed. Nephthys will always be at the head because they can't see her. She stands behind you, and Isis stands at the foot of the bed because she's always the one that's seen. So even the dynamic in the hieroglyphs, that's very much so. You know, in a way, I feel a little bit sorry for Nephthys, even though she wouldn't want me to be sorry for her because she's badass and powerful. But the story in mythology, you know, she obviously is the mother of Anubis, supposed to be barren, but she was obviously secretly in love with Osiris and tricked him in the secret garden at nighttime and slept with him and got pregnant, and then through fear dumped Anubis in the desert. But she was also married to Set, the god of chaos, and he's now regarded as the god of the devil. I mean, he's a real trickster, but I love Set because he shows me my shadow and the shadow in others so I can reflect it back to myself to clear, right? But it's almost like these guys were like the shadow aspect because they were all brothers and sisters, remember? Isis, Osiris, Nephthys, and Set. They were brothers and sisters. Nephthys and Set, Osiris and Isis. So I feel like there was like, yeah, she got the bum end of it, but maybe it was just a case of her having to be in the shadow with that god, and Isis having to be in the light with Osiris. That's the divine order at the end of the day, isn't it? But I encourage you, like, to connect with these two goddesses together, right? We all have a strong connection with Isis because she's the obvious goddess. Everybody knows her. She's the first one that will probably come into your consciousness. Nephthys kind of comes behind, which makes sense because that's her energy, right? So not uncommon. When I work with people with Heka, they're like, oh, I've got this shadow side of me coming out. It's definitely connected to Isis. Nephthys starts to step in. When I've been in Egypt many times, I've witnessed Nephthys coming into somebody who's really, really connected to Isis. So she comes, she naturally joins her sister. And there has to be, I believe, you have the divine feminine and the divine masculine in balance, right? And we get those aspects together, balanced, whole and wholesome, okay? Oneness, wisdom. But I also believe that there is shadow and light within the goddess, shadow and light within the masculine. So we need to balance the shadow and light in the goddess, shadow and light in the divine masculine, and then come into oneness. So there's almost like kind of like micro union, if you like, between the two aspects. And this, I think, is a reflection of that. And just sitting here in between these two goddesses, I can feel the power, because I know that they're just images, but they're kind of not. And I can feel the energy and the activation. Makes me want to breathe, you know, because like I say, when these two goddesses come together, they are at their most powerful. And when I share channeled meditations of these guys, and these two powerful goddesses are working together, oh my God, it's on another level. So just one thing to leave you with now, just to know your personality, energetic self. You may find that you're very connected to Isis, but you're kind of chilled vibes and you're just quiet over there, which means Nephthys is waiting to talk to you. She's the dark Isis. Maybe that's who you are primarily, and you need to get to know her more. Do you know what I mean? Whereas, like, you know, Isis, she's a bit out there. It's like a bit much for you. So maybe Nephthys comes first and Isis comes second for you, and then they merge. So very, very interesting to look at, because remember, the most important thing of all of these gods and goddesses working with them, they are reflecting back to you your energetic personality. Your human personality is your ego. Blah, blah, blah. I like long walks on the beach, and I like ice cream, and I don't like this, and I want to do that. But the energetic blueprint, the personality, the energetic personality, who are you? Who are you made up of? I'm very clear that I am Sekhmet, 100%. And then there's aspects that run off into Hathor. And very much here, you know, I would say I'm probably more Isis primarily, but there is an aspect of Nephthys. I understand the dynamic within myself. So I've been working with the Egyptian frequencies for a long time. So I'm able to kind of like, you know, decipher which frequency sits where and why. And that is what your journey will be with Egypt, with the temples. They are all teachings, learnings, reflections for you to get to know your energy self better. So maybe these two lovely ladies, powerful ladies, are just the guides, goddesses, to show you exactly that. So, ladies and gentlemen, Nephthys and Isis.